What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Mitch of Mitchspiration, and welcome back to another episode of Blackballed and Bearded. If you're new, I appreciate you being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And if you're returning, I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock out with me as we continue to go deeper into this series. Today's episode is going to be more so of a story time. I'm actually going to talk to y'all about how I got on my beard journey to start with, and so I'm not going to be in front of the camera. I'm going to be kind of narrating some images I've been able to go back and find throughout my timeline. So I'll kind of be sharing with you guys exactly what phases I was in and like what my thought process was and all those different things I was doing and trying to make sure I grew a solid beard. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all being here. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So let's get it started. So this image you see right here is from 2016. I just want to preface this by saying I was always a late bloomer when it came to growing facial hair, getting facial hair. To be honest, I didn't get no fragment of facial hair till my like freshman year of college, second semester. I started getting some little chin hairs popping out, and that eventually grew a little bit, and then I ended up getting a mustache to go along with that. So I call this my Morris chestnut phase. I was just more so happy to have facial hair at this point, and really hadn't taken that journey to really get to where I wanted to get to with my beard. But the reason I even grew it start or even tried to grow a beard in the first place is because I was challenged. I don't like when people tell me what I can't do. So I was like, you know what? I would probably look pretty decent with a beard. And one of my friends was like, bruh, you ain't gonna be able to grow no beard. You barely got facial hair now. And I'm like, well, anything can happen in due time. So he was like, bro, if you can grow a beard, bro, I'll pay you such and such amount of money, which I ain't no betting man, so I didn't take the bet. But I did want to prove to him that I could actually grow a beard. So this is 2016 in the initial phase of my beard journey. All right, y'all. So this was at a subway station in Harlem, New York. This was in December of 2017. I had went to go chill with one of my boys for a little bit who was living in Harlem at the time. I was actually just getting my start in photography as well. So I went to the city to hang out with him and get some nice shots. But I call this my Anthony Hamilton phase. As you can see, the chin hair is far more thicker. The mustache is more thicker, and now I have like pretty patchy cheeks at this point. What I was doing at the time, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Some people call it cheating. I just call it using your resources. But I tried out the minoxidil thing. Um, some people call it Rogaine, but the actual name of the chemical is called minoxidil. And so at first, when I tried minoxidil, I tried the foam, but the foam just didn't really work well for me. It didn't do anything but like make my face feel dry, and then it started like breaking my skin out, so I had to stop using it. And then I went to using the liquid form, which comes in like a little, kind of like how beard oil comes in a little can with the dropper. So I had bought a pack of minoxidil, and like every night before I went to bed, I would literally like use my dropper and like put minoxidil on both sides of my cheeks and just rub it in. And I did it at night because the minoxidil works best when your blood is circulating. So at night, your body is going back to its normal state, which is when you get the most blood circulation. So I would always put it on before I went to bed. But I was also like a gym rat. So I would always go to the gym at night. So sometimes I would go to the gym and put the minoxidil on then, because I would be breaking the sweat. I'm definitely getting blood flow, and I would just keep it on my face until the next morning. And I would always wash it out every morning and then just continue to do that process. And it got me to this point. So this is 2017 where the beard journey has taken me and where you start to see it become more visible. Now, this is October of 2018. Yes, like I told y'all before I was bald, I did have waves. I had a little, somewhat of a 360 going on, but this was the day I actually realized I had a beard. Like, I went to homecoming and everybody was like, "Oh, you look so different." Da 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 da. And then I had never really been paying attention to my face because life was lifing. So I was still continuing my regimen, but I had gotten to a point where I could start using beard oils. So I was just using like black castor oil. And then sometimes I was using jojoba oil. Um, I don't even think I was actually using beard shampoo at this point. I was just using straight oil, just to keep my beard hairs from being like super flaky or dry. But one of my friends from college was like, "Yo, like you look different, bro. Like I can't point out what it is." And then one of my homegirls walked up and was like, "When you grow that?" And I'm like, "What you mean?" She was like, "You ain't have that last year." And she was pointing at my face, and I was like, "Yo, like I guess I really got a beard now." You know what I'm saying? So think about it, from 2017, uh I'd say from August 2017, really from 2016 all the way up to 2018, I was using straight minoxidil and beard oil. It took me 2 years to get to this point. um and so I would say this is like a semi-full beard. It's barely a few patches right there. But that was literally straight minoxidil at nighttime before I went to bed, and beard oil. So this is when I started realizing, like, number one, I done won the bet that my boy made against me, but also like I do look good with a beard. The ladies was noticing I had a little more drip, a little more swag, so they were showing me love, man. But then things kind of took a turn for the worst. In 2019, I went through this weird like shedding phase for some reason. So like as you can see, that my cheeks don't look as full in this photo as they did in the previous one at homecoming. Um, I was doing some research. I cannot think of the actual terms, but because you're using minoxidil, your initial hairs that come in, they're like temporal hairs. They're temporary hairs, so they're not gonna stay. They're just there to make room for the permanent hairs that are coming after. So in 2019, I still had a full chin, and some of the hairs close to my chin were really full. But as you can see, as you go from my chin back, you can literally see straight through the beard. There's a lot more patchiness, and it was a really bad shedding experience. And honestly, I was kind of frustrated, man, because doing the beard journey, you got to stick to it. It's like, getting locks. A lot of people might not agree with that, but you really got to weather the process, man. So I was super discouraged to see that change in 2018, but I just started doing more research and trying to figure out like what I could do different to ensure that, like, what I'm saying, moving forward, things would get better. So you'll see the change in the next photo. All right, y'all. So this is circa 2020, right before I started my first semester in grad school. And as you can see, my beard was flourishing, y'all. So what I ended up having to do was I actually stopped using the minoxidil altogether. And I ended up just being more committed to finding good beard products for like a beard wash, a beard conditioner, and a beard oil. So I used a couple of different brands. I'll link those in the bio so you can kind of know some of the brands I use. But I just started really taking good care of myself, man. I was in a good space in life, and stress can cause your hairs to fall out as well, whether it's on your head or on your face. So this was like happy me. I had just gotten a relationship with my girl at the time, who's currently my wife. Things were moving in a positive direction. I had just got rid out of a lot of drama out of my life, and so I was just more invested in me becoming the best version of myself that I could be. And this is proof of what that looks like, man. So, like I said, just being more invested in finding the right products. I really made sure that I kept a schedule. So I only wash my beard every other day. So probably about twice a week. But I made sure to keep it conditioned every day, and also to add oil on a daily basis too. Not a whole lot, because as I always say, a little bit goes a long way. But I was able to, keep this and, somewhat maintain it. So yeah, this was like the happy point in my life, and the beard was a reflection of that. This is 2021. This is actually at a beach in Wilmington, North Carolina. I had just wrapped up a conference for my job and I was just spending the evening at the beach. It's kind of where I go to reflect and get my mind right. My lady was with me. So I love going to the beach. It helps me process life, think about next steps, where I'm at, what I need to improve on, those kind of things. And so as you can see, the beard is still pretty much, the way it was in 2020. I hadn't really had a chance to like brush it or comb it that day. So it does look a little more rough. But as you can see, there's a different confidence in my posture. Like even looking at how I'm standing in this picture just shows the transformation in my confidence throughout this journey. I could truly say at this point I was bearded. You know what I mean? And people in my beard community were showing me love for my journey. Everybody who was hating or thought I couldn't make something shake, they gave me my respect after this. So, needless to say, I was able to win over the respect of my bearded peers and my non bearded peers by committing to this journey and actually seeing it through. So, 2021 was very much the same, man. So, um, this is more of a stance of just being proud of like coming a long way as a man, coming a long way as a bearded man. And then the last picture I wanted to share with you guys was in 2022. This was the day before I graduated with my master's, man. So as you can see, the beard is still intact. No more minoxidil, none of that. Just maintaining a strong regimen. Um, I did have a little spell of shedding because school was kind of overwhelming at times, but I was able to like maintain that and bounce back. As you can see, your boy got gray in his beard now. So, I had transitioned into being married at this point. Me and my wife had just found out we were pregnant. So there were some other things at play here, along with the job situation I was in not being the best. And then knowing that I got a kid on the way, trying to finish out school strong. But I also feel like this picture shows a kind of a pose of distinction, a pose of like, look at me, I really did it. You know what I mean? And on a personal note, I've never had this many cords or honors around my neck in my life, whether it was high school or undergrad. So to be able to do a master's program, which I actually technically shouldn't have qualified for, to graduate with a 3.97 GPA, I think it was, or a 3.94, something like that. And to be able to, you know, continue to prove things to myself within that time, that says a lot. So all in all, this has been my beer journey. Um, it was full of ups and downs. It wasn't just based on one singular thing, whether it was a success or failure. It was a culmination of just me choosing to take better care of myself. It was a culmination of choosing the right people to be in my life to help me relieve certain stresses. It was a culmination of taking care of my body, even eating the right foods, like being more intentional with my diet. And so from that, I was able to definitely like, see some success. Of course, like I said, with the initial shedding, that's like a natural thing that happens, but those permanent hairs come back in a lot thicker and stronger. And so, I'm still here now. As you could tell from the intro clip, I've actually trimmed my beard because my son pulls on my beard so much. He kind of been pulling hairs out. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let my face get a chance to breathe. Summertime. So I got less facial hair to worry about right now, but I'm definitely gonna grow it out again for the fall and winter to help keep my face warm because it actually does keep my face warm. But that's just my beard journey, fellas. Everybody's journey is different. Just because I use minoxidil, I don't think that makes me any less valuable in the beard community. You just got to use what works for you. Some people have great genetics and they can cut their hair tomorrow and the beard comes back in a week. I know people like that. That's just not my story. So sometimes you have to go through certain steps that may be different from others to get to where you want to get to. And that's not just a lesson for beards, that's a lesson for life. So I appreciate you guys. This is my beard story. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Comment about the video in general. I've had people laugh at me in my patchy phase, but I always told people, if you can't love me at my Anthony Hamilton phase, you'll never be able to get love from me when I hit my Rick Ross stage. So that was always kind of like my little slogan. If you can't love me at my Anthony Hamilton, don't try to love me at my Rick Ross. But safe to say, mission accomplished. A lot of hard work, dedication, up days, down days. But I'm here now. You know what I mean? And so I just want to use this as encouragement for other guys who are starting their beard journey, in the middle of their beard journey, or have always had a solidified beard. Keep putting in the work. Keep trying to go back and fix the wheel when things aren't going the way you want them to go. Do some research. Really research what it takes to keep, to grow, keep, and maintain a beard, because it's not easy work all the time, especially when you still got to live day to day and do things. And as a husband, a father, a business professional, and a business owner, like, it can get hectic. And there are some days where I forget to shampoo my beard or I forget to put oil in my beard. But this just is a reminder to keep me accountable and to help you guys stay accountable as well. So, with that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Um, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.